Welcome, Night Thinkers. Today, I'm diving into a question that might have crossed your mind as you tossed and turned at night. Does counting sheep really help you sleep? It's a classic piece of advice that many of us have heard, but how effective is it really? So, where did this idea even come from? It's not just a random suggestion, it has historical roots. Historically, the concept dates back to a form of mental exercise used by shepherds in Britain. They would count their sheep to ensure all were accounted for, and it was thought this monotonous task was so dull it could put anyone to sleep. Imagine standing in a field, the sun setting, and the only sound being the soft bleating of sheep. It's easy to see how this repetitive task could become a soothing ritual. Fast forward to today, and psychologists have a bit more to say on the matter. The world has changed, and so have our sleep patterns, and the stresses that keep us awake. The act of counting sheep is essentially a form of directed mental imagery. The idea is to crowd out other thoughts that might be keeping you awake by focusing on something neutral and repetitive. This technique is supposed to help you disengage from the day's worries and ease into sleep. But does it work? That's the million-dollar question. Well, it's a mixed bag. According to research, while some find the repetitive nature of counting sheep soothing, others might find it too mundane and give up too quickly for it to have any real effect. It's like trying to read a boring book. Some people might find it puts them to sleep, while others might just get frustrated. A study by researchers at Oxford University found something interesting. They wanted to see if counting sheep was really the best method for falling asleep. They compared sheep counters to those who visualized a tranquil scene like a beach or a waterfall. The idea was to see if a more engaging mental image could be more effective. Turns out the tranquil scene group fell asleep an average of 20 minutes sooner than the sheep counters. That's a significant difference when you're lying awake, desperate for rest. Why? What makes visualizing a beach more effective than counting sheep? It seems that imagining a serene and detailed scene might engage the brain just enough to distract it from the day's worries, but not so much that it keeps you awake. It's like giving your brain a gentle nudge towards relaxation without overwhelming it. So, if counting sheep isn't cutting it for you, maybe try visualizing your last beach vacation or a quiet mountain cabin instead. Picture the waves gently lapping at the shore or the rustling of leaves in a forest. These images can be more immersive and soothing. The key is finding a mental image that is calming but engaging enough to hold your attention without causing excitement. It's a delicate balance, but once you find the right image, it can make a world of difference. In conclusion, while counting sheep might be a charming old-school method, its effectiveness is up for debate. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, and what works for one person might not work for another. If you're struggling with sleep, consider experimenting with different mental imagery until you find what works best for you. It might take some trial and error, but finding the right technique can lead to better sleep and more restful nights. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this exploration of sleep techniques helpful. If you've ever tried counting sheep or have your own unique method to drift off, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Sharing your experiences can help others find new ways to improve their sleep. Here's to better sleep and peaceful nights ahead. Sweet dreams, everyone.